Today's video is all about magic arms. Well, these ones specifically from iFootage, because I am in love with these. They are excellent, and I can finally replace those SmallRig ones that have been bugging me for years. Let's get undone.
Gerald Undone. He's crazy.
What's happening, everybody? I'm Gerald Undone, and I'm not farsighted. I just have a long minimum focusing distance. Okay, disclosure. iFootage sent me all of these things to review for this video, but I actually already have my own older versions of these because I've actually been using these for several months, and I've been kind of putting them in some of my other videos, little Easter eggs, but never really talking about them. Some comments have asked me, what was that arm using there? Well, they're finally launching them now, so I can finally talk about them. And so I've been using them for months, and I really like them. That's the reason why I was telling you that. But these ones that I'm gonna be showing you today were all sent to me from by iFootage for free. But this video is not sponsored by iFootage, but it is sponsored by Storyblocks. Also, this video, if you can't tell already, is unscripted because I thought it'd be fun just to talk about them off the cuff so you could see how excited I am about them, because otherwise, I mean, a magic arm video might be kind of boring, right? Okay, there's 4 arm products and then 1 big arm, the other one. So the prices vary on them. So let's start with, I'm gonna start with the one that I'm most excited about, which is this one. This is the MA 3 to 4 from iFootage. They're all from iFootage. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I generally really like iFootage products. I find them to be exceptionally high quality, just like the monopod that I've been talking about for a couple of years now. This is the same great quality. And these little guys that come in the box are really what makes this set so awesome. There have been other friction arms in the past that have used some kind of quick release system, but usually they require you to bolt a piece on. In fact, Condor Blue, a brand that I really like, has something like that, where you sort of screw on quick releases and then your friction arms can go into them. This is probably the most elegant solution yet for that system. And if I loosen this off, you can see the teeth here are very pronounced and do a really good job of gripping quite tightly. And they have a weight limit on these things, you know, of like a few kilos or whatever, but really, they're just nearly impossible to get them to budge. So that's awesome. And then, just like any other friction arm, you know, the top and bottom parts also rotate and you can clamp those down. But what's great is that you can see that they have those buckles, the same ones that I said that I really liked about the monopod, and they latch onto what goes inside here, which is these. So this is a 3/8, and inside is a 1/4 20, and then these are RE locating pins. And then at the bottom there's 3 little holes here that are attached to this part that you can use to tighten it. But those 3 holes coincide with pegs recessed inside there. And so you drop this in, and then those buckles secure the whole thing in place. And this is extremely solid. I've tested it on quite a few different devices, and it's never once sagged or let go or anything. And the best part is, compared to some of the cheaper ones out there, like I complain about with the SmallRigs all the time, is the SmallRigs use, rather than locating pins and having, you know, this method of latching them down, you tighten them on. Now these are the cheaper ones, I'll be honest. This is SmallRig's cheaper ones. These are only like, I don't know, 10 to 15 US dollars. And the iFootage ones are more expensive. But if you've ever used these, you know what happens is that they use these anti-slip rubber things here, and they eventually fall off because the glue gets loose. This is actually my own glue I've added to try and hold them on. It's very annoying. These are very annoying, and they do tend to slip, because if we compare teeth, can you even see the teeth on the SmallRig one there compared to, you know, the ones that I showed you on the iFootage that are super pronounced? Anyway, so that's the main issue that I have with these, is they slip, and these little rubber things aren't very good. But these, we can now get into sort of the whole ecosystem with them, because once you screw those on, you can hot swap them as well. So if this was attached to a camera or something else I'm gonna get into, then you can just take this one off. There's a quick release button right here that you can press and then pull them out, and then you could then stick this on the next thing or stick it on something else. And 3 of their devices all use that system, which I'm really happy with. Anyway, so this is the MA 3 to 4, meaning that's the size of it, because they have a larger one as well. Pricing on this one, by the way, is $94, so it is not cheap. For comparison's sake, these ones, like I said, are only 10 to 15, but if you get them with gadgets, they range anywhere from 30 to 60, and you should never be paying $30, $40, $50 for these SmallRig ones, because they're just not good. And if you do, you're gonna be disappointed. $94 for this one is expensive, I'll admit that. But I feel like it's one of those ones where you're going to buy it once and that's the end of it. It should never, lifetime, I would assume that it's going to last you. I will be providing a discount for people if they want to order through my links below, which are affiliated links. You get 5% off if you use the code UNDONE at checkout. And there are stores for both US and EU. People have asked me about this with iFootage stuff before, what to do if you're Canadian. Right now, because I'm Canadian as well, you have to order from the US store, which means you're going to be paying in US dollars and it will take a little bit longer to ship. But iFootage told me that they are working on getting better Canadian distribution. They just don't have it currently. And then for the EU, it's a different store with different, European prices and that kind of thing. Okay, so they also have a larger one. I'm not going to go through a full demo with every one of them because you get the point of it. But this is the MA5-6, and as you can see, it's a bigger version basically, but you get the exact same accessories with it. In terms of size, it extends about this much. Now, in each one of these kits, there's also this extra little cold shoe bit that comes with it. So you can then, if you can see here, you can attach the locating pins to this cold shoe part, and that's what the little wing nut looking thing on this side is for, is to let you tighten that down, and then you can slide this into the cold shoe of your camera, and then you can spin this part down like that. For a little demo too, obviously the locating pins retract, so you can just stick it in. I'm just gonna use this cheese plate here, and then you tighten it down with this wing nut part on top, and you can get it really secure. And then now this is attached, and then you would take this part and just latch it down there, and then close the clamp. And then, once again, I don't know why you'd have a floating cheese plate on it, but this is just for demonstration. Once again, it's on there. Okay, now there's one more product of this line, and then I want to show you some of the more economical ones. So that large one, the 5-6, is $114. So again, these are the super premium ones, and they're very expensive. Now, something else I've been using recently in some of my videos that I like, that again, you might have seen, is this one, which I call the SA32, which I think the idea behind this is that it's meant to be kind of like a support for using sliders. On one end, it has a really nice super clamp. And again, these are stronger than the ones that you would get from SmallRig or whatever. They're fantastic. And then on the other end, it's got that exact same head that we were just talking about. But you can extend this one. So if you release this buckle here, then it actually extends to this length. And like I said, the reason why I think it's meant to be a little bit of like a slider support is that you could take this one, there's a ball head on it here, and you could attach it to the leg of a tripod, and then you could take this one and put it into the other end of a slider, and it kind of acts like a brace for your tripod. That's probably like a smart use for it, but because it's just got a grip on it, you can literally attach it to anything. And the clamp part here is attached with the same style head as everything else. So you could take this out and swap it. You could stick one of these on one of the little magic arms. Like, it's all interchangeable, like I said. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bite it onto the C stand that I have right over here. And then there's a little ball head thing here that you can loosen. And these are all, like, again, really, really good materials. I believe they're all anodized aluminum. They feel really strong. They feel great, just like anything else from iFootage I've used before. There's another little ball head here that, you could pivot what you wanted. And the whole thing has this telescopic action. And then you could attach whatever you wanted. Sometimes I've been attaching lights here, and then I use them to kind of suspend lights in different ways. I think that's probably the thing I've been using it for the most. But the clamp is really strong, and really just everything about it is very, very strong. So anyway, so that's that. Just trying to make this a quick little video because you guys get it. They're clamps and arms, and you tighten them and they hold things. All you really need to know is that these hold things better than anything else holds things, and they're built better than the other ones are built better, and you have to pay a premium price to get that and not worry about it. And after going through, I literally have a stack of these SmallRig ones in there, and I refuse to use them anymore. I would rather pay 2-3 times the price and not have to fuss with them. Okay. Now, that big thing, the SA32, that arm, is $134, which is actually pretty good price if you consider that this one is $114. Now, the next two, which have a small and a large size as well, are $44 and $64 respectively. And they're probably more closely matched to the SmallRig ones in the sense that they don't have all the fancy removable heads and those extra bits. So this one here is the LT. These two products are called the LT. This one is the LT 2 to 3.5, and then the other one's bigger. I'll show you both though. So this one's a lot more simple, just a big lock, and for each end, they've got something different. So this one has a 1/4-20 on the end, and it's got a little dial that you can spin that tightens it down, which again is easier. And for the grip, rather than using that piece of rubber glued on like the SmallRig one, this one has sort of like an O-ring inside here, which works surprisingly well. On the other end, there's just a cold shoe attached to this one. But it has the benefit of having those same really pronounced teeth. So you're gonna get the same level of rigidness and non-slippage when you lock it down. So they're really good. This one's small, and I think this is obviously meant to, you know, go on a camera directly or something with a cold shoe. So a lot cheaper, like I said, this was $44, but it still is much better than the SmallRig one if you just want something simple like that. And then lastly, we have the LT4 to 5.5. I'm assuming those numbers are referring to the size of the arms. Same thing, in these ones you just get the arm, and this is the 4 to 5.5. On the one end, same thing, it's got a little O-ring. And if the O-ring happens to be sticking up like this one is when you get them sent to you, unlike the SmallRig ones, these aren't glued down, so you can just push them in with your thumb and then they're good to go, and they can be swapped out if you need to. And then again, on the other end is the cold shoe for your camera or whatever. But on both of these, the LT ones, you can also unscrew this part if you wanted to and reveal another 1/4-20 underneath. So you have a little bit of versatility there. So yeah, that's them. Basically, the common thread here is that they're all made from great materials, anodized aluminum. They have those really strong teeth. The tightener here is really nice to use. And if you've used anything from iFootage before, like their tripods and their monopods or whatever, you know what to expect. Really high quality. They just come at a cost premium. So if you're somebody like me who's been annoyed with your friction arms, your magic arms in the past, and you want to just sort of buy one or two and then not have to worry about them again, these are the products for you. And again, if you want to pick one up for yourself, I will be putting an affiliate link in the description. Use the code UNDONE at checkout, whether the EU store or the US store, and Canadians can order from the US store and you'll get 5% off. And those links are affiliated if I didn't say that already. But anyway, that's it. Thanks again to iFootage for sending these over. I'm always happy to talk about their products on this channel and recommend them to you guys because I think that they are excellent products and I've been impressed with pretty much everything they've sent me so far, including these new ones here. And I should also thank Storyblocks for sponsoring this video. And let me tell you a little bit about them. Have you ever found yourself in a position where you could really use some footage, but shooting yourself would either be budgetarily or logistically unfeasible? Well, Storyblocks has you covered with an impressive collection of stock footage, covering a wide range of subjects with unlimited downloads and 4K video. They're also amply supplied with backgrounds, overlays, and After Effects templates, and the interface is easy to use and navigate, and the clips are royalty-free for both personal and commercial use, so you can use them as much as you want, wherever you want. So if you think you could take advantage of a fantastic library of quality stock footage and effects, check out Storyblocks using the link in the description below. But that's going to be it for me. I hope you found this video entertaining, or at least helpful. And if you did, make sure to leave the old thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. But if you did not find this video helpful or entertaining, try setting the playback speed to 75%. All right, I'm done.